Welcome back, family. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. You know what to do already. We done been through this 1,000 times. Welcome, everybody. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Comment, family. I want to know your ideologies. Support my channel by going to the Cash App. You said Drummer 1980. You also can support my channel by going to the Super Thanks located under the video. And with that being said, I do appreciate everybody. Much love, much success, and peace. Let's jump into this reaction. Ooh, wee! I'm back again. I told you already, I don't make believe, I make believers. Welcome back, family. I'm your gracious host, hailing from the Carolinas. I hope you had a good day today. If not, you know the old adage, ask yourself why, and remember, happiness is an inside job, and it will always be an internal affair. Shout out to the Lapeef Network. Let's jump into this reaction, guys. Let's go.
Oh my God, that's so disingenuous.
I can answer that real quick.
It's slavery. It's the Willie Lynch.
Real quick.
Let him answer. We're gonna move on.
Real quick, because I got it right here. The perfect situation for sound sleep in economics, this is important, sound sleep in economics. Before the breaking process, we had to be alert and on guard at all times, which means there's an old man and his wife and a dog in the house, and you got 30 slaves in the back. How do we keep these slaves from revolting? Well, one, you get rid of the man that actually made the babies, the strong male. You know, we make a, do some stuff to him, we'll say that, right? Scares the shit out of women. So the daddy that just made all these children, he done got bloop, arms gone, legs gone, right? The mom is like, oh my God. And he says, and if you don't get your little sons in line, that's gonna happen to your sons when they get older. Next thing you know, just like in the book says.
So slavery between welfare and slavery.
I'm almost done. So they're afraid. I'm almost done. So they're afraid for their sons at this point, right? So once their sons turn into teenagers, once they start growing muscles, they start looking around like, yo, we finna get, it ain't nothing but an old man and an old, fuck these people. We finna revolt. Here comes the mama. Don't you dare. Because I seen what happened to your daddy. You are going to do what master says because I want to keep this family together. But mama, we slaves. You sit down and you shut up. Let me tell you something. I'm going to go tell him what y'all about to do if y'all don't leave us alone. If you revolt, I ain't leaving. You're going to have to leave your mama behind. Next thing you know, they sit their ass down. The woman, whether now or back then, is the #1 most important part of good economics. Y'all asses keep the slavery going to this fucking day.
Okay, so slavery did take a huge toll on the community. Anton, are Logic and Mr. Let Go victim Olympians?
What?
I did not. I'm sorry.
Logic
I
said
did
they were
not.
slaves, and then now Mr. Let Go is talking about. I'm just trying to see because these.
He answered the question, Kay.
Was it?
He answered the question. He said no.
Wait, hold on, little podcast. See, this
I didn't follow as well as I
where
should
you
have
start trolling that. Because look, I didn't make
No,
that.
it's just
Wait. Hey, Kay, I'm asking a question. Is my name Riz Alam or whatever his name, Riz Alam? Did I make that statement?
No, I'm talking about what you said just now when you said they were in slavery when I asked where the men were.
No, to your line of questioning, if he was referring to the Willie Lynch letters, which is what, the 1700s, and you asked where the black man was, wouldn't that be common sense?
Okay, so Logic, okay.
You asked the question, Kay.
I get that, and that's the thing. If we're talking about back then and then y'all's answer is about slavery, I mean, you're running face first into the point. My point is that
no, we're not, ma'am. You're not.
Yes, you are. My point is that these things took a huge toll on our communities, and y'all are just proving it. I just wanted to make sure because whenever I bring this up, y'all are like, "No, it doesn't have anything to do with that." And now suddenly,
Hey, do you know that it's a fact that most black women have babies with losers?
Let me think it out. Let me think it out.
Hey,
I had a conversation, Kay.
We all finished. Let me comment whenever y'all done.
Yeah. To the point, we using. It was a point of reference that we was using. Let's Let It Go said that the framework of his message, the Reza Alam guy, was the Willie Lynch letters, right? And then your line of question asked, where was the man? Okay, ideally, you know where the man was. The same place the women was at, right? I have a different perspective. I will eliminate that. I will go with what Mr. Letgo said before. I said the Great Society was where it really started at, because actually we had a point of success. We had a point of families. We had a decline in our black families after the Great Society. And he was talking about that. He just didn't say the Great Society. And he said the 70s, not the 60s. So I say that's decline. If you want to know where the man was at during the Great Society, they couldn't be in a house.
I was just pointing out.
Let me just finish, ma'am. Let me finish, because I'm just.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Tell them why they couldn't be in the house, Logic.
I don't know anything.
They obviously
They couldn't be in the house, bro.
in a house because it became unlawful for the man to be in a house. Listen what I'm saying.
It's wild.
Okay, if it's wild, was it lawful for men to be in a house when the women that they had kids by was on incentive programs, Miss Kayla?
Well, guys, tell me what y'all think. Put it in the comment section. This here was a great conversation. Let's unpack a few things. I'm gonna start from top to bottom, all right? They was talking about the Willie Lynch letter. Mr. Let Go was talking about the Willie Lynch letter. Some people say that it's a fake, it's a farce. To be honest with you, and you know I keep it 100 here. That's why you have to come to me, all right? The letter, I don't know whether it's real or it's fake, but understand something. I can't neither confirm or deny. But understand this, guys. What I can confirm is the effects of the letter. Let me say that one more time again. I can confirm the effects of the letter. Think about that for just a moment. The letter, if you haven't read it, you need to go read it. The very things that's going on in today's society has a lot to do with slavery, but people don't want to make the connection. Whenever you go to a psychiatrist, a psychologist, the first thing that they want to do is dove into your history. Why is that? Ask yourself this. I'm going to paint a picture for you today. Understand me? And I do have another clip, but we're going to talk about this thing first, okay? The first obligation they have is to go into your past, to see the traumas, to see what happened, because that has a tendency to bleed over into your children, and you keep passing it down. It's called a generational thing, right? And y'all understand exactly what I'm talking about. Whenever you go purchase a home, what the first thing they do is check your beacon score. Huh? Can I get a witness? Am I talking to you? Whenever you go purchase a car, first thing they go do is check your beacon score. TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. That's the first thing that they gonna do. So why do we always set up here and act as though we can't look back in history and see exactly what happened? And the crazy thing is, hear me good, it hasn't stopped. You heard me? Let me say that again, because it's worthy of a repeat. It have not stopped to this very day. Why is it J. Edgar Hoover from the FBI? And do not let me lie to you. Do not let me lie to you. Go fact check me. Go look behind me. Do not let me lie to you, okay? J. Edgar Hoover said, verbatim, the biggest threat to the system is black families, the unity, the nuclear family. Now, what does that tell you? Think. Because I have a family and we well put together, that's a threat to what? We are simply just trying to live our lives like you are. See, but people don't want to talk about the elephant in the room. That's why you have to come here. And then you can know how to deal with the elephant in the room. You think you're going to vote your way up out of this? I'm going off on a tangent. Do you think that you're going to vote your way out of this here? Really? Okay. But getting back to the Willie Lynch letter. The letter states that what you do is you get the biggest male, the strongest one of the pack, and you take some horses, you chain them up, rope them up, his limbs, his legs, you put 4 horses on it. The biggest one, the ones like playing the NBA, the NFL. God almighty, no. This microphone starting to heat up already, huh? You take the biggest one you can find and you put some horses on it. You tie them up. Follow me. And you let the horses go. You hit the horses and they run in the opposite direction, ripping him apart. And that strikes fear into everybody else around him. Am I talking to you? If I'm lying behind the letter. And in the letter, it specifically states that this here will flow through generations because the women will teach their kids the fear because she is trying to keep them alive. Mr. Let Go was 100% correct because she trying to keep them kids alive. So what she gonna do is quell that warrior spirit in the boys, just like today. That's why you have a lot of men that don't have that warrior spirit about them. I'm one of them, trust me. If you had 1 million of me here in this country, there would never be no peace. Never, ever, ever. And I stand on that. And let me say this, and I know y'all gonna get upset. The men dropped the ball. Don't try to put it on the women. The women did what they had to do at that time because what were they gonna do? The men as a group, collectively dropped the ball. That's why we here in subjugation to this day. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted now. I don't make no bones about it. So way back then, the women really didn't have a choice. And to be honest with you, whenever it came to the welfare system, but we actually gonna talk about that in just a few minutes. But the men dropped the ball collectively. That's why you had these mush-mouth dudes up on the internet now, all scared and petrified. This dates back to slavery. This dates way back to slavery, guys. This is what you seeing. These guys so scared and they terrified. That's why a George Zimmerman can walk. Oh God. You heard me, didn't you? That's why a George Zimmerman can walk around free with no consequences. But they so thugging and so tough, huh? Well, why is George Zimmerman walking around? Why are people being allowed to walk around that kill people on camera? And that's all that I'm gonna say. See, some of y'all don't have no clue of what I'm talking about. And I don't have to say it. Just read between the lines. You are a very intelligent artist, very intelligent. Because I read a lot of y'all comments. Y'all are very intelligent. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. So don't play dumb whenever it's convenient. You tough when it comes to another person that mirrors your image. But when it comes to the other people's image, you sound like Sheriff Clark. You sound like Brandon Tatum. You sound like Candace Owens. Yeah, I said what I said. Because anybody that will tell you racism is not institutionalized, I don't want to hear nothing you have to say after that. Well, she tell truth. I don't care nothing about what she say because I understand what she's doing. She carry water for the establishment. See, her tongue is comparable to a snake. See, a snake have a split on his tongue. He tell truth and lies. Just like the devil did up in the garden. He tell truth and lies. And he suck you in. And there you go. Don't tell me about no Candace Owens. I know what type of mindset you have the minute that you invoke her name. I know is the minute you say Thomas Sowell, I know what time it is. You don't have to say nothing else after that. And I might lose a few of y'all, but that's fine. Because I'm straight already, trust me. I'm straight. Trust and believe. Look me in my eye. I'm straight already. Okay? Simple as that. The minute you start invoking certain names, and I go back and I uncover what these people have said, which I know pretty much all of them anyway, I'd be like, so I know the mindset. This is a scary coon right here. It's cooning. Because you see what's going on. And you always want to talk about the black people all the time. Black people do this, black people, and you don't never have the same smoke for the whites. And you telling me that whites don't commit just as much crime as black people do? Is that what you telling me? But I'm not going to go no further in that. But moving right along, let's go to the next clip, guys.
Again, you're being super disingenuous because
Answer
you
the
don't
question,
you wanna
though.
skip over a whole part of history like it wasn't even
He
there.
answered his question. We answered y'all questions.
When Martin Luther King was around, black women and black black men were together. We were the most married. Black men were the most employed.
I
So
said
stop trying to
that.
act like we went from slavery to welfare because that's not the case. The black
Welfare happened.
movement,
Okay.
Martin Luther King's movement was funded by black men. Okay, so don't start.
You're being disingenuous.
You know how that was. You know how that was. Let me finish. I didn't talk this whole damn street. So, like I
Still didn't answer
said,
the damn question.
that literally is y'all like to ignore. Like this is so annoying to me, and I'm actually disgusted because we rather sit here and blame ourselves versus look at the system versus look at what happened.
Y'all
to
take
our
advantage of
people
the system.
In terms of the government,
Y'all literally
And
just
can
acknowledge
I
them
fucking
y'all.
finish? Is it possible? So, like I said,
Y'all get
during
paid by
Martin
the
Luther
system.
King's time, that entire movement was funded by black families in the community. Families were together more than they ever have been. So we just want to blame each other when we spend this energy doing this over fucking t-shirts and bullshit instead of putting the energy towards them. Like I asked earlier, do you know your congressman? Do you know your city commissioners? Half of y'all don't even know that shit, but y'all want to say the black women, blah, blah, blah. So in reality, if we look at that, after Martin Luther King died, a lot of the people that funded that program were people that gained skills that were provided in high schools, like welding, right? Those jobs, those skill sets, black men were able to get in high school. So they came out of high school able to financially provide for their families. Those were removed shortly after Martin Luther King was killed. Crack was put into the community shortly after he was killed. And so when the black men, okay, we lose our economic relevance to the community by not having the resources to do what we need to do. What do black men do? Some of them went to selling it, some of them went to using it out of all of that and being a man and not being able to provide, right? So some went and got on drugs and some went and started selling drugs. Okay, so that is really where it started. Not all the women that went off of welfare were like, I just want to I'm living a great life with my husband. I'm just going to put him out of the house. So cut the motherfucking cap because that's not what happened.
So here's my thing though.
I gotta address this because she missed the whole
Instead of
point.
blaming the establishment, I never want to blame the
Hold on.
establishment. Oh, everything's equal.
Well,
Look,
look,
they're
look,
treating black people great.
that's right,
We
gotta
have
get
all
in.
this shit. We don't have nothing, right?
Okay.
But that's all the energy.
Hold on,
Saying that it's
we're
black
trying to get
women
the
and it's
people to have
black
this
women's energy. It's black women's issue, but you don't give this energy to your congressman. You don't give this energy to your city councilman. You don't give it to the people that run the budgets for how your tax dollars are spent in your county and your city. You don't do none of that bullshit. You come on there and you just start talking bullshit. That sounds good, right? Or you mad about, I don't know, whoever hurt you from 20 years ago. And literally, instead of, you ignore all the big picture and just that, you know what? Us being leaders, that's not the point. The point is women.
Right. And
I'm just sick of it. I'm actually disgusted by it. I have no respect for it.
Hey, thank you for that. But
Hold on, Logic. Give me one second, Logic. I got you. Anton, go ahead and go to Bruce. You speaking? Okay, go ahead, Bruce.
All right, so I'm just a little bit. I'm not gonna sit here.
Well. I told y'all I'm not biased whatsoever. I side with the truth. Kayla spoke the 100% unadulterated truth. In general, what she said about them economically decimating us first, and then they offer the woman welfare. They script the man first. If you script the man, the women fair game, guys. Don't y'all understand that? Now, some of them chose welfare, probably over the man, but I'm talking about in general. In general now. We talking about in general. Let me tell you something. Most of the time, women go where the resources are. Oh, God. See, I know y'all don't want to hear that concept. See, you think somebody just supposed to be race loyal. You have to give a woman something to be loyal to, guys. And I know y'all going to have a fit. But listen to what I'm saying. A woman's survival comes before you. In that sense, anyway. Because they are literally sitting ducks. What would you do in that situation? Because I understand it. But a lot of people say, well, the woman chose welfare over the man. That's not 100% accurate. Now, some of them did. Some of them did, granted. Yes, some of them did. But they was put in a compromised position simply because the men, as a group, collectively, lost the battle. And I know y'all gonna be upset. You lost the battle. So now you put in slavery. Now you in the Jim Crow, the black laws, Reconstruction, all that. You lost the battle. You lost collectively. So now you think voting go get you up out of this mess? Do you really think voting go get you out of this? Just have at it. Have it. I'm not against voting. I'm not anti-voting. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not anti-voting whatsoever. But at some point, you ain't never seen the people come out of slavery without some type of conflict. And that's all that I'm going to say. You can gripe and be little fanboys and do all that. That junk don't work. And most of y'all acquiesce to the system, and then you start signing like coons. Well, just vote Democrat. Well, just vote Republican. Oh, I vote conservative. It's all the same thing. It's just different flavors. These people sit up in them office and just laughing and giggling about how foolish you are because they have been emails and tapes released. Google it. Sit here, you stupid, because you sat here running on a treadmill. Literally, you running on a treadmill. Them people give money to Ukrainians. They ain't even citizens. These people letting people across the border, going to New York and different places. They ain't even citizens. Giving them money. You sitting here in total annihilation as a group. Now, some of us got money. I got a few dollars, but I still see what's going on. I'm not the type to have money and then turn my back on my people. I don't do that. Because I can clearly see what's going on around me, and I'm not going to close my eyes to that. I'm not a Sambo. You understand? You can disarm a lot of black men, and I said this in a video. Go watch it. The last video I made. You can disarm a majority of black men by giving them interracial sex and a few dollars. God almighty no. Woo! Huh? I said it. Unsubscribe. I said it. The majority of these Negroes out here that's talking crazy, go check and see who in their bed. I know I'm all over the place and I feel good about it too. But it's all go tying together because I'm talking about the same thing because they are a lot of moving parts. You literally can't just talk about just one thing without talking about the other because it's all contingent and it all works together. It's different variables, guys. Like Kato said, it's the system. How is it that Asians have their own stuff and you can't have your own? I'm just asking the question. How is it Arabs can have their own stuff, but you can't have your own? You have to go to each of those groups and beg for jobs. Oh, God. And you can't see this? See, what it is you trying to pretend as though you are part of the American society. Yes, you are the underclass. And I don't care how much money you got. Once you get too uppity, God told my, oh Lord, huh? Once you get too uppity, That's when they'll show you. They'll slap you back down, Bill Cosby. Trying to buy NBC. No, you don't own no media outlets. Except for something like Tyler Perry. They'll pass it through there. Where a man walking around up in a dress. A man putting on lipstick and makeup and a wig on. A lace front or something. Huh? Am I talking? Put it in the comment section. Then they might allow you to, yes, you heard what I said, allow. Because you on the subjugation. Somebody had to pass Tyler Perry through there. It don't matter how much money you got. Understand that. If LeBron James get out of line, they'll slap him down. Anybody, Oprah or anybody. You have to understand the difference between having power and money. They are not the same. That's a new concept to some of y'all. Because you can have all the money in the world, but you ain't got no power. That's why you don't own no basketball teams, no football teams, no banks, something that will uplift the community, no hospitals. You don't hardly own no engineering firms, anything that will help the community, lift the community up. You don't have none of those things. No kind of major manufacturing plants. If anybody can name one thing, and I'm putting it down on record from this date, this going on record, put in the comment section, name me one thing that black people own that will affect white people if black people was to take it away. Say, you know what? I'm not doing it no more. I'ma just keep it over here. Name one thing. And I got $1,000 to cash app. I will cash app. I give you my word. And let me be the bearer of bearing news. You can go waste your time, but you gonna find out there ain't nothing on this planet that black people own. If they was to cut it off, that it would affect white people. Because the minute you think that you own something, that's when the gun and the tanks come out. And you telling me something about Chicago. That's when the tanks and the warships come out. That's when the F-15s and the stealth bombers come out. Huh? That's when the cruise missiles come out. The Abrams tanks come out. You can willingly give it up, or they'll take it. Or they'll just come on the news and just make up something and say, well, they terrorists. So we got to go over there and do something about it. And guess who gonna be in the tank fight? Guess who gonna go help them to conquer other people? God told me. I know people don't like me after this one. So what, man? I had to fight all my life. Harpo beat me. And guess who gonna be picking up guns to go help them? Huh? Can anybody guess that? The same thing they did to you. You go to other places and do the same thing to them. But Kayla and Kay, I'm looking in the camera. Y'all both was correct. And I get on y'all when you're wrong, but when you're right, I'm going to give you that same energy, sis. I'm going to give you that same energy because I'm not biased. I told you. I'm fair across the board. Anybody can get the smoke respectfully. I don't never come on here to try to disrespect anybody or do anything of that sort. Nah. We just having a conversation, right? So anybody can get the smoke, all right? But Kayla and Kay, y'all was correct. I agree with everything you said except the part, Kayla, about who hurt you 20 years ago. Now, we can just X that out. But dealing with the main core issue, the core issue of this topic, I do agree with you. I do agree with you. All right? Family, until next time, peace. And remember, there is more.